this is the latest which is coming in. A very sad, in fact, escalation as far as the number of dead are concerned in the landslides that occurred in Jammu and Kashmir. The death toll has now gone on to 39. Now, that's the latest that we are getting at this moment. These were flash flood triggered, cloudburst triggered landslides. The death toll has gone up to 36. Remember, Mata Vaishno Devi Yatra has been hampered. That is where the slide took place, and now 36 people have died as far as this freak weather conditions in Jammu and Kashmir are concerned. This has created a huge trouble for the people in the state of Jammu and Kashmir. Heavy landslides after the cloudburst. The Jhelum River at many places has breached the banks of around the river, and now Jammu and Kashmir is seeing a death toll which has increased to 36 regarding this. All right, let me first very quickly, ladies and gentlemen, because since yesterday we have been tracking these visuals. Look at this, what you are seeing in Jammu, specifically in the Jammu region, whether it is Jammu city where a bridge in fact collapsed, the section of the bridge collapsed. People, the water is almost everywhere in many places. In Doda, in other places as well in Jammu and Kashmir, there is massive problem that the people are facing because of flash flood, cloudburst triggered landslides, and the kind of water which has entered. Almost every river in the state of Jammu and Kashmir is over the danger mark. Let's take a look first at this report which has been sent by my colleague Anand Bhatt.
इस समय हम मौजूद हैं जम्मू में, जो बाढ़ बारिश की वजह से बेहद परेशान है यहाँ के लोग और बेहाल हुआ पड़ा है जम्मू का ये इलाका। और जो ये मेरी लोकेशन है, ये भगवती नगर का पुल कहलाता है, जहां पर आप देख सकते हैं तवी नदी का रौद्र रूप यहां पर नजर आ रहा है। आपको बता दें कि सारे गेट्स खोल दिए गए हैं और ये जितनी शिलाएं आपको दिख रही हैं, जितने ये स्ट्रक्चर यहाँ पे गिरे हुए दिख रहे हैं, ये सारे के सारे इस नदी के बहाव में, तेज बहाव में ढह गए हैं, पूरी तरह से निस्तनाबूद यहाँ पर हो गए हैं। मैं अपने कैमरा पर्सन मोमिन से कहूँगा कि जरा उस कार को दिखाएं। वहां पर ये कार जो इस पुल पर अटकी हुई थी, वो कार अब नीचे आके गिर गई है। ऐसी 2-3 गाड़ियां और थी जिनको यहाँ से निकाला गया है। शायद एक गाड़ी बह भी गई है, ये भी यहाँ पर बताया जा रहा है। और देखिए मलबा इस पानी के अंदर किस कदर पूरी तरह मलबे से जो पेड़ के तने हैं मोटे मोटे, वो यहाँ पर बहकर आए हैं और नदी का बहाव जो है वो काफी तेज है। मैं सड़क के किनारे यहाँ पे दिखाना चाहूंगा कि कटाव जिस तरीके से हुआ है, ये देखिए यहाँ से लेकर वहां तक। ये मैं थोड़ा सा मोमिन आगे आइए आप, थोड़ा बच के थोड़ा सा, क्योंकि ये इलाका काफी चिंताजनक इलाका है, यहाँ पर काफी ये खतरे वाला इलाका। ये देखिए दरारें, देखिए ये पूरी की पूरी दरारें सड़क में पड़ गई हैं। और ये दरारें केवल यहाँ तक सीमित नहीं है। मोमिन थोड़ा पीछे के दिखाइए बारी बारी से। ये पूरी दरारें यहाँ से जा रही हैं, ये देखिए दरारें यहाँ से जा रही हैं, और ये दरार उस तरफ जब जाती है तो और चौड़ी हो जाती है। मैं आपको दिखाना चाहूँगा एक बार कि वहाँ पर देखिए सड़क कितनी चौड़ी है। ये कम से कम 2 लेन सड़क है यहाँ पर, लेकिन 2 वे सड़क है, एक इस तरफ से एक उस तरफ से। लेकिन ये वाला जो हिस्सा है ये पूरी तरीके से बैठ गया, एक तरीके से दरारें यहाँ पर आ गई हैं। और यहाँ पर जो सुरक्षाकर्मी मौजूद हैं वो ये कह रहे हैं कि इस इलाके के आसपास इस सड़क पर जाना बिल्कुल मना है।
There is another news coming in at this moment. The Chief Minister of Jammu and Kashmir, Umar Abdullah, has in fact said that there is going to be an investigation after questions have been raised. Why, after a red alert was sounded, there was expectation of heavy rainfall. The Vaishno Devi Yatra, why was it not stopped, halted at that point of time? Remember, the massive destruction which have taken place in Jammu has been on the Vaishno Devi Yatra, one of the most revered and visited holy sites for Hindus. And that's where a lot of people and pilgrims have lost their lives and have also been injured. Let's listen in to the Chief Minister.
से देखना पड़ेगा। अच्छी बात तो सिर्फ इतनी है कि बारिश जो है, बारिश में कमी आ गई है और रात का काम जो है उसमें अब तेज़ी आई है। मैंने अभी फौरी तौर आपके सामने टेलीफोन पे वज़ीर आज़म साहब से बात की, उन्हें हालात के बारे में बाखबर किया और जो NDRF की टीमें एयरपोर्ट पे तैनात हैं उनके लिए उनका शुक्रिया किया और उन्होंने मुझे यकीन दिलाया कि जम्मू कश्मीर को और यहाँ के लोगों को जितनी भी मदद की ज़रूरत होगी मरकज़ की हुकूमत की तरफ से तमाम मदद जो है वो हमें हासिल है।
मजबूरी हालात क्या है, बाकी डिस्ट्रिक्टों के हालात क्या है? कटरा में
अब कटरा की बात हमें बाद में करनी होगी। अब जब हमें मौसम के बारे में पता था तो क्या हम और इक़दाम नहीं उठा सकते थे कि उन कीमती जानों को हम बचाएं। ये मौसम के खराब होने का जो खबर जो हमें वार्निंग दी गई थी ये कुछ दिन पहले हमें आई थी। तो अब वो लोग ट्रैक पे क्यों थे, उनको रोका क्यों नहीं गया, सेफ स्पेस पे उनको रखा क्यों नहीं गया, इस पर हमें बाद में बात करनी होगी। लेकिन फ़िलहाल तो हमें इस बात का अफसोस है कि लगभग 29 या 30 लोग जो है अपनी कीमती जानें खो गए।
सर बाकी उमर साहब ये तीसरी बार जो है
कुछ जिलों में हालत थोड़ी।
So the Chief Minister saying, yes, there is going to be an investigation on why these people were allowed as far as the Yatra is concerned. But it's just not Jammu and Kashmir. The situation in Himachal Pradesh is also very, very bad. Let me show you some images which are coming in from the state, some many, defining images as far as Himachal Pradesh is concerned. Just take a look at the Beas River. At many places, how it is completely taken on the river bank. You would see hotels, houses, all have been swallowed as far as the river is concerned. And we'll also get you some images of the severe flooding and the rescue operations which are taking place. The SDRF, in fact, rescuing people. This is in Katra in Jammu and Kashmir that these visuals are coming in from. The military helicopters have also been pressed into action for people to be rescued. So Army, NDRF and other agencies are at the job. Flash floods have also destroyed houses that's the next image. Take a look. It takes a lifetime for people to build their houses, and in these flash floods how people have lost everything that they had because of the incessant monsoon and the cloudbursts. Flash floods which have been triggered by them. Now, there have been other affected areas as well where heavy rainfall continues, massive damage in Jammu and adjoining areas that you are seeing at this moment. Houses have collapsed, walls have given way, and that is why at this moment the situation remains quite grim there. In Jammu Tawi area as well, houses have been washed away due to heavy floods. Let's play those visuals as well on your screens at this moment. So as I said, in Jammu and Kashmir, there has been massive destruction that the state has now seen. But it's not the only hill state. Just a few days back, I reported from Uttarakhand, Himachal Pradesh is also seeing a lot of destruction. And these visuals that you are seeing from Shimla to especially the Kullu Manali area, all these tell you the story of how Himachal Pradesh has been affected. Flooded Beas River, and it is raging, absolutely raging, completely swollen up Beas River, has washed away stretches of the highway, the Chandigarh-Manali highway between Kullu and Manali. Many places have been swept. One of the visuals that you saw is very famous Sher-e-Punjab restaurant it's one of the very famous pit stops. Look at this, everything behind this Sher-e-Punjab restaurant has been washed off. Only the front has been left. Only the entrance area and the front of this restaurant has been left. Rest, everything has been swallowed by the river. There have been heavy rainfall, and it is also predicted in the next few days the rainfall is going to be quite punishing as far as Jammu and Kashmir and Himachal Pradesh is concerned. The river Beas, along with its, the way it's flowing at this moment, is leaving behind massive trails of destruction. Let's take a look at this ground report by my colleague Ravish.
बादल फटने से कुल्लू और मनाली में जो तबाही मची है, उस तबाही के जो निशान हैं वो जब आप मंडी से कुल्लू की ओर बढ़ेंगे तभी इसे दिखने शुरू हो जाएंगे। अब ये आप देखिए, ये मंडी कुल्लू नेशनल हाईवे है और इस जगह पर आप देखिए कि कितना बड़ा एक गड्ढा हो गया है। और ये गड्ढा इसलिए हो गया क्योंकि मेरे ठीक बगल में जो ब्यास नदी आप देख रहे हैं, इस ब्यास नदी का जो जलस्तर है वो जब पीछे बादल फटा तो इस सड़क पर यानी राष्ट्रीय राजमार्ग जो चंडीगढ़ कुल्लू राष्ट्रीय राजमार्ग है उस पर पानी बहने लगा और उसका नतीजा ये हुआ कि ये पूरा जो राजमार्ग है वो फिलहाल बंद कर दिया गया है। लोग कल से यहाँ पर फंसे हुए हैं। आप लोग कब से फंसे हो, क्या दिक्कत आप लोगों को आ रही है?
दिक्कत तो सर हम कल से फंसे और कुछ आदमी थे जो परसों से फंसे हुए, कुछ 4 दिन से पहले से फंसे हुए। ये पूरा जो पानी है जो दरिया ऊपर बह गया था रोड के ऊपर।
अच्छा।
ये तब मलबा हो गया सारा, अभी हटा रहे हैं उसको, काम कर रहे हैं अपना।
ऊपर तो और तबाही मची है।
ऊपर तो तबाही, कुल्लू से आगे जो है अपना रायसन, वहाँ पर रोड बह गया पूरा। और कुल्लू से आगे जो मंदिर माता वैष्णो का है वो भी रोड खत्म हो गया पूरे। अब आगे जाने की कोई वो नहीं है।
ब्यास नदी का जो जलस्तर है वो पूरी तरीके से बढ़ा हुआ है और किस तरीके की तबाही मचाई है ये अभी हम आगे आपको दिखाएंगे कि यहाँ पर और तकरीबन 40 से 50 किलोमीटर जो लंबी कतार है ट्रकों की, गाड़ियों की, इस तरीके से वो लगी हुई है। इस वक्त कुल्लू मनाली का संपर्क बाकी सारे देश के राज्यों से टूट चुका है।
It's a story that keeps repeating itself. Not the first time that Himachal Pradesh is facing the nature's fury, or should I say man-made fury, which nature is now only reclaiming the places which were in fact unwarranted and were taken off by the people with this construction. And why I'm saying that? Because in 2023, and I'm just playing out 2 images for you. I had covered this flood, the massive destruction that took place in Manali, Mandi, Raisen in 2023. That's me. In 2023, we were reporting from the Chandigarh-Manali highway. And this was part of, we were reporting from a place which was completely washed up. That was the hotel that I was reporting from. So we had to go through this hotel and come down to try and make our way on the other side. Look at 2025. The river has almost reclaimed that place. That's the same hotel which I had reported from in 2025, in 2023. And at this moment, it's dangerously tilted. And almost the entire road along with the security wall which has been put as far as this hotel is concerned, that wall has been washed off by the river. So 2023 same spot and 2025 same spot that you are seeing. Now, I want to show you another picture. This is the on the same highway, the Chandigarh-Manali highway. This is just before Kullu, in fact. There is this toll plaza that I was reporting from at that point of time. It was completely stopped because of the debris that had come in on the landslides. Today, take a look at the same toll plaza. This image is of today. The Beas River has completely taken over the road. Beas River is collecting the toll here as far as this plaza is concerned, or possibly, let me rephrase it, the toll of the Beas River reclaiming its position here, and the same toll plaza which I had reported from 2023 at this moment is completely inundated. And that's the question. Why don't we learn our lessons as far as these tragedies are concerned? It can't be a routine affair every monsoon. Vimlendu Jha is an environmentalist, an expert on these issues. He's joining us at this moment. Vimlendu, thank you for speaking to us. I only have 2 simple questions to you. One, like I was showing 2023, the same places that I was reporting from, completely inundated this time as well. Can we call this nature's fury? Is it only freak weather events, or have we also contributed to what we are facing today?
No, so Ankit, no doubt it is a weather event. Indeed, we are all living in times of climate change, and therefore these extreme rainfall that we're talking about, or perhaps the glacial outburst and many flash floods. But if you look at most of the visuals that you're talking about, where the river is actually flowing on the highway, which primarily means that the highway actually is being built on the riverbed. So, when very easy and convenient to just call this nature's fury, because that's what it does, is that it tells us that, it's not our fault. It's all without taking the geological reality of Himalayas. And I keep saying this is from Ladakh to Arunachal. The way we have actually built in the Himalayas, or the way we've actually imagined so-called development in the Himalayas, this is one of the main reasons why the disaster is as glaring as it is. You know, the road projects, the highway projects, the deforestation that has taken place, the hydroelectric power plants that we built, the tunneling that has happened, all around we've seen infrastructure in the name of development made in the way of nature without looking at the carrying capacity of the Himalayas. And that's what happened last year, last to last year. All these years, we've seen the river bodies or our nature taking over human lives.
Can I ask you then, Vimlendu, is it something that we can just throw our hands off and say we can't do anything about it? Or are we not learning our lessons? The line between sustainable development, over tourism, all those things are spoken about. Nothing happens on the ground on that.
Absolutely. And therefore, we will have to do two things. We'll have to, one, slow down, and two, undo. So slowing down in the sense, the way we imagine the kind of development that we perhaps want in Gurugram or in Noida or in Kota cannot be imagined for an ecologically fragile zone called Himalayas. That's one. And therefore, our development model, the 6-lane or an 8-lane highway and mobility being the first priority rather than human life and Himalayas' life, that needs to be prioritized. And the other is that if some things have to be removed, because we are not talking about what's going to happen in the next 5 years. We will have to really climate change.
But Vimlendu, there are laws for it. There are laws for it. You can't build up to certain limit near the riverbed and all. It doesn't seem that they are being followed, isn't it?
Absolutely. And who is the violator here? The biggest environmental violator in the Himalayas is the state itself. Good that there are these hotels and we talk about urbanization, we talk about settlements. You were in Dharali. We've seen how there were homes that were built. But more than that, these road and highway projects that we're talking about are actually made by the government. So the biggest violator here, or the perpetuator of the kind of damage that we're talking about, is the state. And state will have to really rethink. Climate change is something which cannot be discussed only in the TV studio, and blame a cloudburst. And that's why I'm saying slowing down and perhaps undoing. We cannot imagine what we will do. That 2023 road that you're talking about, that will be repaired, and then it will be damaged once again in 2025, and the impact that this all has. You went to Dharali. Can you tell me, Ankit, how many people actually died in Dharali? There's no figure of a single injury. And that story is completely disappeared as if no one died
totally
other
agree
than
with
the 5
you.
people.
I think that number has to be spoken, because something has to, in fact, cajole our consciousness, ask the government those questions. And also as citizens, we can't just keep blaming the politicians. I've seen in those places as well, people wanting those projects. And then, of course, the disaster and the way it is, the nature taking its place back. And then we blame, in fact, point questions, point fingers at one another. It has to be a collective responsibility. We will have to tell our governments we do not want this kind of a development, which in fact then ends up in deaths of people while they are going on a holiday or coming back from a yatra. Thank you so much, Vimlendu, for joining me at this moment on this.